What the business, YouTube? Episode 22. My name's Jay Florida, and today's career of discussion is a cheerleader. So, what is a cheerleader? A cheerleader is a person who leads organized cheers or chants, also performs dance or acrobatic routines to encourage spectators and support a sports team. Now, to give you a piece of history, cheerleading has existed for over 125 years, originating in the 1800s at Ivy League colleges. The first organized cheer took place at Princeton University in 1884, while formal Yale leader squads began in the 1890s. Johnny Campbell is credited as the first official cheerleader on November 2nd, 1898 at the University of Minnesota. Now, a few basic requirements to becoming a cheerleader. If you are a campus attendee, i.e. middle school, high school, or college, you can start by contacting your school's athletic director, coach, or principal for tryout dates and requirements. If you are not a campus attendee, you can start by participating in pre-tryout clinics to learn choreography and understand what judges are looking for. Other than that, establish essential cheerleading skills and practice daily. Cheerleading at a competitive and professional level typically require 5 to 10 years of experience, while just starting your career would cost you anywhere from $250 to $10,000 when considering travel costs, competition fees, and cheerleading gear. As far as your range as an entry-level professional cheerleader, you can expect to make $22,000 to $40,000, averaging $150 per game, with a few things affecting how much you take home being experience and the team that you cheerlead for. A day in life as a cheerleader can be described as teamwork, rigorous practice and choreography, and of course, physically demanding. And as far as opportunity, anybody can become a cheerleader. However, if you are not a campus attendee and also lack a choreographed physical prowess, I do believe that the likelihood of you becoming a cheerleader decreases significantly. And for that reason, the cheerleader scores yellow. If you disagree, leave a comment down below explaining why. Now, a few examples to take note of in this field include Gabby Butler, a two-time cheerleading world champion, winning in 2013 and 2014. Next, we have Maddie Gardner, an internationally recognized former All-Stars cheerleader. Next, we have Von Seal and Vanessa Baker, who both hold the record for longest tenure as a Dallas Cowboys cheerleader, serving for 8 seasons. Last but not least, we have Denavoy Nichols, part of the original 7 of the Dallas Cowboys, one of the first black cheerleaders on the team, who was also, for some reason, shrouded in mystery. It was very, very difficult to find anything, actually, about Miss Nichols. Moving on to our fact moment segment of this episode, starting off with fact number 1. The first cheer chanted by a crowd was at Princeton University. That went something like, Ray, Ray, Ray. Tiger, tiger, tiger. Sis, sis, sis. Boom, boom, boom. Ah, Princeton, Princeton, Princeton. Next, we have fact number 2. A short list of presidents who were cheerleaders include George W. Bush at Phillips Academy, Dwight D. Eisenhower at West Point Academy, Ronald Reagan at Eureka, and last, Franklin D. Roosevelt at Harvard. And fact number 3, there are a total of 8 cheerleading levels as follows. Level 1, 2, 3, 4, 4.2, 5, 6, and 7. Now, for our last segment, before we move on to the circle of influence, we have health risks and mitigation. Starting off with acute musculoskeletal injuries, such as sprains, fractures, and ligament tears, especially in ankles and feet from landing. Next, fatigue due to overtraining without sufficient rest periods. Last, we have risk of injury due to falling, leading to concussions and broken bones or fractured bones. To mitigate, you can try using proper equipment such as mats and never performing stunts on concrete or asphalt. Proper supervision, only training with qualified coaches trained in safety protocols and CPR. Last but not least, following safety rules provided by organizations such as USA Cheer. Now that does it for our primary segment. I'm gonna go ahead and give the floor to my co-host, let him take over for the Circle of Influence. Ray. Tiger. What's going on, y'all? Circle of Influence. Kicking things off, we have respect. Is this a career or position that brings me respect and dignity? Now for this segment, the cheerleader does score green, being that it is a career that requires a certain level of skill, choreography, work ethic, and even trusting your cheermates that simply everyone isn't cut out for. Next, we have growth. Is this a career or position that presents me with the opportunity to grow from a $100,000 earning threshold? For this segment, the cheerleader does score red, with sources online maxing the cheerleader out at $150,000 in a given year. Next, we have gore. Is this a career or position that will have me dealing with an abundance of blood, violent action, grotesque imagery, or scenery? For this segment, the cheerleader does score green, as in no, you will not be dealing with any of the mentioned before. And for our last ideological standpoint, we have moral conflict. Is this a career or position that will have me compromise any of my foreseeable morals? Don't lie, don't cheat, don't steal, don't kill. The basic set of guidelines. Again, for this segment, the cheerleader does score green. Moving on to the statistical side of things, we have gender demographics, where men make up 5% of the industry and women make up 95% of the industry. Next, we have ethnic demographics, where Caucasians make up 58% of the industry, Hispanics make up 19% of the industry, and African Americans make up 11% of the industry. Last but not least, location demographics. And actually for this episode, it'll be a short list of top paying teams. Starting off with Dallas Cowboys, Miami Dolphins, Las Vegas Raiders, the Philadelphia Eagles, and the Kansas City Chiefs. Now that does it for the Circle of Influence. I'm gonna go ahead and give the floor back to Florida. Boom. I'm back. So, to put the cheerleader in a summary, while you don't have so much room to grow from that $100,000 earning threshold, you still have the potential to bring home a sizable amount of change. Not to mention, it's a great career for you to network, where you can find yourself dabbling in other career opportunities, most notably modeling, gymnastics, or fitness training. The sooner you start, the better, being that, if you start in middle school or high school, you won't have to worry about the time as much. Neither all of those expenses that were mentioned earlier in the video, as they'll be taken care of by either the coaches or the school. And it is a women-dominated industry. No surprise there, right? Now, that does it for this episode today. The word of the day is ubiquitous. Self-help resources on the board. As always, I'll leave it down in the description. And to show your support, if you want to see this kind of content more often, make sure to comment, like, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys on episode 23.